So there are two sides presented in the film. The real one that includes memories of Ukrainian refugees, and the other one, symbolic one, where the members of the Wilce band perform in various places in Berlin. How did you come up with such a stylistic idea?
Okay, so maybe I can answer the question. Yeah, actually, in other movie that called Place of Peace, we have two lines that connected with each other very strong. One line is it's a symbolic lines, and this line's about something inside of people, something about feeling they are lost, they feel like they need to start their new life in unknown city, unknown country with another language. And second lines, it's a really human stories, 5 stories. This idea represents that a lot of people can see when somebody is sad, that somebody is crying, but sometimes people cannot share their emotion that they have inside of them. So that's why we decided to use these 2 different lines and to show people's pain inside their hearts without any words, without any interviews, and without any stories. And I think that for international audience it's working better that just only human story and only interview. So, and I think it's a good decision.
It is. I came later to the project when we met in Berlin, and I'm from theater actually, and so I really like that. I mean, in theater you also have this like a translation into something artificial, but you directly understand. You try to find a translation for feelings, and I really like the idea of Antonina combining both sides. So,
okay, great, thank you. So another question. How did you meet the band, and what was it like working with them? And also, did you guide the band's performance in the film, or was it more of a band suggestions when it comes to the performance itself and the songs?
Yeah. So in other film, it's a big part. It's actually performance by a folk ensemble, Wilce, it's called Wilce, and it's excellent, talented 4 Ukrainian girls. And now they are still living in Ukraine. It's really important, and they support other soldiers by their project. And actually, I met them in Berlin more than 1 year ago. And in this moment, actually, I had this idea that in this movie will be 2 different lines. With one line will be performance plus music, and second line will be just human stories. And that's why it was a very destiny meeting with me and Wilce. Yeah, and after that, actually, the main song that is a grunt of this whole variation, it was their proposition, and it's really original Ukrainian, a very, very old song from Kherson region. So it's symbolic too, because the part of Kherson region right now is occupied by Russian Federation. Yeah, but if you talk about high concept of each performance, it was a proposition of the art department. The owner of our department, it's a Ukrainian art designer, Alina Gotfrid. She is living right now in Greece, in Athens, but she was born in Ukraine. Yeah, and I think that for her it was very important work. And for my mind, each performance, it's connect with each stories, because if you talk about children's, it's a story about a light and about hope. If you talk about Ukrainian soldier, this episode connect with this walking underground in Berlin. If you talk about old people that are living right now, they're from Odessa, but they are living right now on the Nuremberg. And after that, before them, it's a performance with this tree in the air, with roots in the air too. So it's symbolic too. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. And how did you find your Ukrainian heroes? And do you know their further fate and what is happening to them right now?
I think that it's logical to start answer for a question for the end, because actually the last 2 minutes it's answer what kind of life I have right now. Actually, we have all clotheslines in this movie, and husband that was story number one. It's a story about a woman that she was occupied in Mariupol with her son, and her husband tried to pick up her from Mariupol, and he was like during 1 year on the Russian Federation, like in prison, and now he come back, and yes, they are together living, and they're happy right now, I hope. Yeah, and to talk about second story, actually this Ukrainian girl that have planned just celebrated her birthday in Berlin, and after that she met this brilliant boy from Nigeria. Now they are happy parents, and they have a brilliant baby that's called Malanka Naomi, so it's a very interesting name. Yeah, and all the women and men, they're still living in Nuremberg when they are alive, they are living in safe place. It's very important. Yeah, and other one more character, Ella, she come back in Ukraine. She still study in Lviv, and sometimes she have opportunity to meet her mother. Yeah, but now she's in Ukraine. She come back. And actually, other last story, this Ukrainian soldier, Sergei Kureny, he's still living, if you can say like this, in hospital in Berlin. And I don't know, he living in hospital during more than 1 year. It's really hard. But I think they all together hope that everything will be good with his healthy, and he in future he will be have opportunity to go by himself or to his legs. So yeah, but I have no question for Cynthia. Is it simply?
But she's
yeah, but I know is it simply for you be a producer of this doco musical art performance movie?
If it's easy,
Yeah.
Oh, no. It was the decision was very easy because you showed me your film and I decided to support you, and I tried my best. But yeah, actually, it's sometimes it's complicated to explain to people what this is, because it's not only documentary; it's also a piece of art. I mean, every film is kind of art, but this is very special, and this is to be here in Lublin is kind of our first step out of Berlin now. So we really hope to find other supporters, and also we are very happy that we can be here and that you saw the power of this film. And but sometimes it's complicated to explain to people what it is. But I'm still, I mean, who am I to judge? I mean, there are people in Ukraine who are fighting for something else, so I will go on kind of fighting in an art way for your film. I hope we go on together for the next year. I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah.
Thanks you for your support.
Thank you for creating this great film. But no, it's a little bit like we are so perfect.
No.
Yeah, but
I'm really proud of all our heroes, of all our characters, because they are trusted, their stories, and you know it's really hard to hear your stories like outside, like a classic, like a viewer, and especially after 1 year that this terrible accident was happening.
Accident.
I talk about this occupation Mariupol and yeah, and. Actually, so first big thanks to all our heroes, because they are really brave, and I'm proud that I knew them. So, and I wish for them the better life that they can imagine.
I think that's a great message for the end, and really thank you so much for the interview, and I hope that our viewers online will be glad that they could hear your stories and the history behind the movie, and hopefully they will have a better perspective for the stories of the heroes and for the situation in Ukraine overall. Thank you.
Thank you.